My name is Matt Jarrett. This is my first oral presentation. Have you ever felt that you have no freedom at your job, or that your supervisor is always looking over your shoulder trying to micromanage you? If you felt like that, then you might be experiencing a lack of empowerment. I'm reading an article here. It's called How About a Little Empowerment? And I found it in the Defense AT&L, which is a periodical that talks about business matters and different managing policies and procedures. It was written by Wayne Turk, retired lieutenant colonel from the Air Force, and he now contributes to this magazine. The article is really relevant to us because it discusses several topics we've already discussed in class, and it really just goes over what empowerment is and how it can be used in the business. The first part of the article starts out. It explains, basically, like what I just said, it explains what empowerment is, how you give your employees more power than other employees may have at that level, and how it can affect their morale, and how it can affect their their desire to provide better experience for the customers that you have. The second part of the article talks about how managers set guidelines as to what the employees can and can't do, and to what exceptions could be made to those rules. The next part of the article is really cool because it talks about the risks of empowerment, and the author says something that's pretty interesting, and it really made me think for a little bit that he's on to something, because it says that there is a big risk to empowerment with trusting people who really shouldn't be trusted, because they can cause a big mess, and if they make a bad decision or just have a lack of judgment, they can make a big mess for you. And he says that even though that's a problem, not empowering your employees is an even bigger problem, because it can really lead to them feeling helpless, and that they're not useless, and that they're not useful, and that they have no power, which can really increase turnover and cause a real lack of morale. The next part of the article talks about the benefits of empowerment, and he says that the main benefit: happier employees, better customer service, more drive to do the best work you can do. And he talks about how the best advertisement you can get is when a customer or client tells a friend or a colleague or anything or anybody they meet that the service you provide is the best. I mean, it's free advertisement, and if your employees are really driven and the customers are happy, they'll be talking about it. The opposite can be true. If the customer's not happy, they're going to tell people about it. They might get on a computer and blog about it, or just talk to their friends, which can hurt your business, definitely. Now, the next part of the article is cool because the author tells a story. He's talking about how he was on the internet trying to change over his cell phone service, and he needed to get a new number, and there was an activation fee. And he said that he had to go to the store to get the phone activated. And when we went to the store, the activation fee that the representative there gave him was $8 higher than what it was on the internet. And he said after he talked to the representative for a little bit, told him he saw it for less than the internet, the representative said, "Okay, we'll give you that price." So he cut the $8 off, and that employee was empowered to make the right decision. That he felt was right, and that was a great example. So I think that was really relevant to the story, and he really hit the nail on the head when he said that empowerment makes a manager's job easier also, which isn't something that I had really thought about much in the class so far. I thought about how it makes employees happier and how it makes their jobs easier sometimes. If they're not having to do so much work, they can just kind of cut, be effective. But the manager doesn't have to look over everyone's shoulder and always be there to answer questions and say, yes, you can do that, yes, you can do this, or I give approval. But the manager can kind of give them the guidelines, as we talked about earlier, and let them go. And only keep an eye out, if they make if they make a real big mistake or something, keep an eye out and let them know. Say, you did this. We'd like if we could do this in the future. You're doing great. You just give them that positive encouragement, and it really helps them out. It lets them feel like they're valued, which is another really, really important topic that the author touched on, where you want to let your employees know that they're valued, that everything they do, helps you, helps the company, and that you trust them, and you recognize them for that they're doing a great job and for any achievements they've made. Which is a good idea, because I think that if an employee who's underappreciated feels it, and their work would reflect that. Another interesting point is to show that you're committed to what you say and what you do. To let the employees know that you do trust them, and that you're committed to helping them be empowered, helping them make these decisions, and helping them stay empowered. Letting them know that they're not going to be disciplined or get in trouble for making the wrong decision, but if they do make repeat mistakes, that they will be taken aside, and that you can talk to them, tell them what they did wrong, and try to mediate there and help them. Really, the article, I really did like the article. Like I said, the author gave a lot of great information about what empowerment is and how it can be used. Just like touch on a little bit of stuff here from English class I've learned that would really follow through here. The ethos in the article, which would be like, why should we trust the author? Is the author is giving a personal example, which is really great. The story he told about the cell phone, really lets us know that he's experienced it, and the information he's given is very, very well written. So it seems like he's written before, and it makes me want to kind of trust him. The pathos in the article, which would be if he's trying to play with my emotions, I think there are some points where he kind of tries to. He talks about how employees can feel dejected and like locked up and stuck in certain positions and things like that. I think he kind of tried to tug on the heartstrings a little bit there, but nothing real major in that sector. The logos in the articles, which is the logical information, most of that is throughout the article, where he's talking about different polls and surveys and things like that were conducted. I could definitely see some logos there. I really think it's a great article, though. In closing, it was something that I enjoyed reading because it was well written and it was easy to read. It wasn't like a scholarly paper where you have to struggle through each word. He was kind of making it fun to read, and it explains how a manager can really utilize these principles, not necessarily just what they are, which was really cool. And I think that this article could really help everybody to better understand how empowerment can be used, not necessarily what it is. Thank you.